Okay, so I am going to record what we went over in the meeting a few weeks ago through video. I was going to write down everything, but I just think it was too much. So just bear with me. I'm going to look at my notes and then talk with you guys about it. I just think it's easier if I just talk with you through video, and I feel like you'll understand me better versus if I just write everything down. The first thing we talked about was fundraising. Let me rewind. So first, we were going to start having volunteer groups. And in the volunteer groups, the first one I had was fundraising. And fundraising is going to be a big part of the volunteer group. So I really need people to help me out with this. Wendy took on the first one, which was very sweet of her. And everything that we make, I'm actually going to put this towards rental fees. Lately, Seymour is getting busy, and I'm afraid as the weather gets nicer, it's going to get booked, and so we need an extra space to use, so I don't need to cancel class. So, again, anything that I get via fundraising, I will put towards rental fees, okay? This will help us hopefully not drive to Seattle, and then will help me not raise dues. I really don't want to do that. I'm happy with $25 per dancer, and I don't want to do anything more than that if I don't have to. That being said, we all need to make sure that we are fundraising. And I don't expect everyone, it's nice that everyone bought tickets. I know this is our first fundraising basket, but also to get friends and family to donate as well, okay? So that is volunteer category number 1 is people to help with fundraising. Next is events. I would like to start doing events at least twice a year. I'd like to do like a summer barbecue, and then a Christmas event, and then we could also do like social activities like every 3 months or whatnot. That's fine too. That's up to the parents in this volunteer group. It's really up to you guys what you decide, but I would like to do at least 2 events minimum. A summer barbecue, we could do it at a park, it's free, and we can all potluck and bring stuff. And then a Christmas get together where we do like Secret Santa, and it'd be great for the kids. I think we're missing a lot of time opportunities where parents and kids can get together and spend time outside of class. Our next one also is birthday shout outs. I did the first one because it was March 1st and it happened to be Barbara's birthday, and that worked out. So I did post it on Facebook, on our group Facebook page that's public, and then also our private one too. So Carrie and Grace both volunteered to help out with that, and so I will be forwarding them all the information for everyone's birthdays, and then they'll reach out or to parents to get pictures or information about their kids that they want to put out in addition to their picture. I just think that's just another way for us to connect to the public, and to also shout out to our dancers. Next, excuse me, still sick. Is social media. A big shout out to little Yadira. She's been kind of helping out with like Instagram, and she's kind of taking charge. We have Instagram, we just set up, we have TikTok, we also have Facebook, and so that's another place where if a parent is really good with social media, they can help out with that. They can also help me out with Facebook, posting events, posting pictures. I can give you access to our Facebook page, and you can post on our behalf. That's fine too. I don't mind. But little Yadira has really been helping out with some of the social media aspects. So if you guys, someone who's good at social media would like to help her with that, that's great. But she's kind of been taking charge with that. And I think it's good for the kids, to do TikTok and, just anything fun for them, beyond just going to practice, right? Okay. Next, I wanted to talk about, or rewind. So again, those were all things you can sign up and volunteer. So if you have not signed up, let me know and I'll add you to the list. Okay, now I'll continue. Next is room etiquette. So we use right now CMAR, and we also use Elvia's place. We need to make sure that we're respectful when we use these places. Remember, it doesn't look good on us if we leave the place a mess. We need to make sure we pick up our trash. I can't tell you how many times I pick up empty water bottles. I pick up candy wrappers, granola bar wrappers, just general trash, because I'm always the last one to leave. So we need to make sure that we're picking up. LVS too. LVS, of course she stays and she picks up too. So we need to make sure that we're respectful and we're picking up after ourselves. All right. We need to leave it the way it was when we came in. All right. There was an incident with the bathrooms at CMAR. I don't necessarily know if it was us, but regardless, I can't say it wasn't us because I don't supervise the dancers the entire time I'm there. So we need to make sure that we're having a talk with all the dancers that when we come to dance, it's for dancing. It's not what I call, social hour. I always say social hour. And I don't mind because I know everyone's excited to see each other. But we're there to practice, all right? And we need to remember that. I do not want dancers outside playing and talking outside. They should be inside the building. We shouldn't be playing with balls and throwing stuff around and running around inside the building. We need to be there for practice, all right? So that goes for CMAR, that goes for Elvia's, and that goes for any future place that we're going to rent as well, because I know that's going to happen. And we need to just remember to be respectful. When we go to the bathroom, we don't go in a group of 4 girls to the bathroom and hang out and then come back. If you need to go to the bathroom, one person should be going and coming back. All right? So again, just being mindful of the places that we use. All right? At the end of the day, I'm responsible, and I would hate to lose, a place like CMAR because we didn't take care of the place. All right. So just send a reminder to all the dancers that we need to be aware that we're picking up after ourselves, that we're not playing inside or outside the building. Okay. All right. I just wanted to remind everybody that the group is really growing. I actually have a pretty big wait list for September. Right now, I am not taking new dancers. Everyone should know that I don't take new dancers until September. And that's just because starting September, we start practicing for the next season. And then if I take new dancers, it holds us back from continuing what we're doing. So, excuse me, I don't feel good. So just remember to come to class, that, that your spot is valuable. I don't want to threaten you, but there's a lot of people that want to join. And I almost have put a limit to how many people we're going to take. So, just make sure you're coming to class and just know that, that spot you have, it's, there's only so many spots that I give out. Okay. So just, make sure you come to class. Okay. But yeah, right now I think we're at 47, 48 dancers. So our group has really grown from the 2 that we had 9 years ago. All right. I wanted to talk about how I decide who performs who dances what. So everybody dances one region. That's how I make it fair. Everybody dances one region. Beyond that is based on your dancer, based on the work they put in, and that's really what it comes down to, the work they put in. I do know that dancers are at different levels, And, maybe at this season they might only be at one region for this season. But some of the dancers who have been with me for many years don't dance more than one region because they don't put in that extra effort, and that extra effort is going home and practicing. You can generally tell who goes home and who practices. I can tell who goes home and practices because the dancers know this because I say it over and over. You only get maybe an hour and a half with me each week. That's it. That's all we have time for. So you have to go home and practice and then come back. And that's why I try to have the YouTube videos and on YouTube so that they can go home and practice, so that they can get better. And so I just don't want anyone to think that I'm not being fair because so-and-so danced 2 regions or so-and-so danced 3. It's just based on, who's been putting in that extra work and learning those extra songs, and that's all it really comes down to. But to be fair, everybody dances one region. Also, this year, because we have so many dancers, I'm trying to decide how I want to do performances. I'm trying to do shows. When I sign up, I'm trying to do 45 to 60 minute shows. I did one recently. They're like, you could do 30, 45, or 60. I actually signed up for a 60-minute show just because we have so many dancers. I would like to do as many regions as we can and have people dance, 1 to 2 regions if they can. For 20-minute shows, everyone might come and dance one region. In that one region, they might dance 1 or 2 songs. So hopefully that's okay. If that's not okay, if you think like, hey, I really don't want to go to Seattle for 2 songs, then don't sign up. I'm okay with that. Just don't sign up. If you think, that's just a lot of work to do 2 songs, that's fine. I understand. Just don't sign up, and I'll make sure that I do choreography for less dancers. For the most part, though, it's fine. You dance one region, that's like less changing you have to do. Also, I'm not going to have... Last year we had a couple of times where we had only like 2 dancers in one region. Excuse me. And I think this year, if we only have 2 dancers sign up in a region, I'm just not going to have them perform. It doesn't look good. The dancers look lost. And this really pertains to the little ones, not so much the older ones. I think the older ones are okay. But my little group, which is the Saturday mornings between 10:15 and 11:15, my little ones, when there's only like 2 people on stage, they look like lost, frightened. I'm hoping now this year that we have 14 in that class. I'm hoping that, if a couple people don't sign up, we still got like 12 dancers and we're good. So I'm hoping this year I won't have to like tell somebody not to dance because that kind of sucks. But yeah, so this year if I see only 1 or 2 people from that class sign up, I might say, hey, I'm not going to have you guys dance, but I'll tell you guys at least 2 or 3 weeks in advance, right away. I'll tell you so you don't plan that weekend off and then I'm like, hey, last minute, you're not dancing. Usually my performances, just FYI, I have my performances planned like 2 weeks in advance because it takes us at least 2 weeks to practice for our shows. So I always know at least 2 weeks in advance. Excuse me. All right. Yeah. So again, I will be trying to sign up for long shows. If it's a short show, I will, you can decide if you don't want to dance or dance. That's up to you. If you don't want to perform, just don't sign up. And, yeah, we'll go from there. Okay. So next is, dues. We are doing a lot better on dues. Last year, we actually, for those who were with me last year, I actually had late fees for anyone who didn't pay by the 1st. And This year, I actually took that away because I had to do that only a couple of times. So everyone's been really, really good. And then usually I text people on the 2nd or the 3rd and to say, hey, you haven't paid. Everybody pays me right away. So thank you. I do hate to text, so try and pay by the 1st, but I understand we all get busy, we all get caught up, and that's understandable. So as long as you don't mind me texting you, then we're cool. But yeah, regardless, thank you guys for paying on time and close to on time, and it really helps. Everything. That all goes towards the group, okay? And so I really appreciate this year. Everyone has really made a big effort. Back a couple years ago, people were paying like 6 months past due. Sorry, I can't talk. 6 months past due, and I would have to be like, hey, you owe me 6 months, and so that's gone away. And so thank you guys. You guys have done a great job. All right. So, what I expect for shows. For those who have been performing with me, you guys all know this. This is nothing new. For those who are new this season, listen up. Okay. Your hair, everybody's hair needs to be the same. We are going to, I'm going to rewind real quick. I'm going to ask that everybody comes to class with hair and makeup done before the first performance in April. So that means this month, in March, everybody needs to come to class with hair and makeup done at least once. I don't care if it's a Thursday or Saturday, just pick a day and come, and I'm going to approve it and critique it. I feel like some of us have gotten a little bit lazy. For the most part, hair's been good. But that needs to be gelled and slicked back and sharp. Everybody's had the part, which is great, so I have no complaint about the parts. But we need to make sure that hair is slicked back so that our hair pieces don't fall off. Because if your hair is not tight and slicked back, I know some people use like hair oil or use hairspray or gel. It has to be slicked back so that your bobby pins stick into your hair. And then we also makeup. Some of you guys are great about doing makeup. Some people, I think, has gotten a little bit sloppy. And for those who know me, it's hard for me to say stuff to people, especially we're at the show and we're about to go on, and then I'm supposed to be like, oh my God, your eyeliner's off, or where's your eyeshadow? Why don't you have any blush on? Or where's your lipstick? It's really hard for me to be critiquing all these dancers. I mean, in my head, I'm critiquing everybody. But it's just hard, I guess, to critique. And it's hard to critique the dancers because at the end of the day, they're all kids or young adults. And it's hard for me to do that. And really, it's not for the most part critiquing them. I'm critiquing you moms that are putting their makeup on, all right? So I'm going to ask everybody to just pick a day. Just let me know, hey, today I'm going to come with hair and makeup on. And I'll make sure I have time, and I will bring their makeup with you as well. So then I can say, okay, I would do a little bit more eyeliner, or this is how I would do the brown. This is how I do more blush. Let me, blah, 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 blah. All right. So again, everybody needs to do a practice run this month with me. Okay. If you guys need a class, let me know, or I would say connect with another parent in your class. And I bet you a lot of the parents have great hair tips. I'm good with makeup, not so much with hair. But I bet you a lot of the parents have really great tips and can help you. And probably while I'm teaching, they can sit there for that hour and talk to you on how you do hair and makeup, and probably could show you pictures. So please reach out to other parents, all right? Okay, so let's rewind now. What do I expect at shows? Hair parted, slicked back. You have your bun and your snoot. If you are missing a bun or a snoot, please contact me. I'll make sure that I can make you a bun, or I can contact Naya to make you another snood. Everybody should have them. If your snood is missing, then we need to get another one made. All right. Your makeup should be on point. Everybody has the dance makeup. Thursdays, eyelashes are required unless you have some kind of like allergy to like adhesive. Everybody else should be wearing eyelashes, okay? And then if you have that adhesive allergy, then you should be wearing lots of mascara. But that's the only excuse, all right? Eyelashes are required for Thursday class. No excuses, all right? Shoes. Everybody should have tan shoes and black boots. Black boots for this season is for Calabacado. And I think that's it for the moment. And then everybody else should have tan shoes. There is no other color. Tan shoes for performing and black boots. All right? For Thursday class, I'm a little bit more lenient with the younger kids because they grow so fast. Thursday class, your tan shoes should not be beat up. You should have a pair for performing and a pair for practice because your feet, for the most part, should have stopped growing. And so you should always have a performing pair and a practice pair. All right, that's how we had in the adult group, is that you always had performance shoes and a practice pair of shoes. All right, so your practice shoes get beat up, and then you have a performance pair that you use only for shows, and they don't get beat up as fast. All right. Yeah, they just don't look they don't look so good, when they're like all the paint's worn off, or that kind of stuff. So let's just try and keep that in mind about the shoes. All right. For younger ones, if you're able to kind of patch them up for the best you can, that would be great. If you need to paint over them a little bit with some tan paint, that's fine. But we need to start kind of caring about those little things. All right. We need to make sure also what I expect for shows is that we're on time for performances. I ask for every show that we're there 1 hour early. I always will tell you we dance at 3, we need to arrive at 2. Now, I say an hour early mainly because we need time to get dressed. Sometimes someone calls out last minute. Sometimes it just happens. Someone gets sick. I mean, that happens. It's not anything that we can control. And we actually have to have the kids go over the show real quick because choreography is going to change. It's going to change. It's going to change. And so we need to have generally the girls re-go over choreography real quick without that person. And when you show up early, that gives us time to do that. Also, I cannot tell you how many times this year, I would say at least 3 times, they asked us to go on early and we were not ready. We were not ready. We should have been ready because I asked you to be there an hour early, but people weren't there. The excuse of, it's okay, we're dressed, it does not fly with me. It's not one person. Multiple parents have told me that this season and seasons before. That doesn't matter. You should still be there an hour early. Unless, I understand we have dancers that are coming from like other sports or other events. And just let me know. Like say, hey, Lauren, Diego is coming from a baseball game. We'll be there not an hour early, but we'll be there 30 minutes early, but I'll make sure he's dressed. So then I'm aware, so that if they ask me, hey, can you guys start 30 minutes early? I can say probably not because Diego is not going to come. He won't be here until 30 minutes before. And I can already tell them ahead of time. But instead of being like, we're still down 2 dancers. Oh, okay, now we're down 1 dancer. So again, that's something we all need to work on. It's not just one person. I'm not calling out anyone's names because it's multiple people. So again, when I asked you to come an hour early, please be there an hour early. Unless you're coming from an event, and then you should be letting me know ahead of time. Okay, so then I can plan for that. It's just, there's so much that goes on before a show, and you guys all know that, that, you know, we need to just be ready, and I'd rather us be standing there and the kids talking and hanging out and being relaxed before we go on than trying to throw on someone's costume and get them on stage and then throw them up there. It's just nerve-wracking, probably for the dancer as well. It's probably, I mean, I couldn't imagine getting there 3 minutes before a show, literally throwing their dress on and then throwing them on stage. I mean, I couldn't imagine. So think about that too. All right. So this season, you guys, we need to make sure that we have all our accessories and all our costumes for what we're performing for. All right. This year, not just one dancer, it was multiple dancers this season where we had costumes, like we had the dresses, but we didn't have accessories for the costumes. Or we were missing a shirt, or we're missing a skirt, or we're missing this and that. So we need to make sure you guys should be checking, not the morning of, because you guys remember, like, you guys are like, hey, I'm missing a necklace, I'm missing a blouse. All my costumes are at my brother's house in Auburn, and I live in SeaTac, so it's not like I can like run to my closet and grab an extra blouse and be like, okay, no problem. I can't do that. I can't. It's like a 30-minute drive just to get to my brother's house and a 30-minute drive back. So we should be checking that we have everything at least two days before. All right. So if something happens, I can drive to my brother's house, get whatever it is, and drive back. Also, remember, a lot of our stuff, it's made. I only had Carrie make X amount of blouses for Sinaloa. Sarima's grandmother only made X amount of blouses for Nayarit. We have 14 dancers for Yucatan. I made 14 hair pieces. So if something goes missing, that's that. Your dancer unfortunately won't dance. It's very distracting when dancers are dancing and they don't have accessories. They don't have their hair piece, and they don't have a rebozo, and they don't have this. All right, so just make sure that they have their shoes and they have everything you need to perform. All right, okay. And it's not just one person. I'm not calling anybody. It's everybody. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I'm asking everybody to buy their own garment bags for the plastic ones. So I have really nice gray ones. If I gave you a nice gray material garment bag, you do not need to buy a garment bag. If your costume fits in that, and I gave your costume in that, so that's like all the Yucatans, you do not need to buy a garment bag unless you want to. That's fine. But everybody else, so that's Veracruz, Sinaloa, Guerrero, Nayarit, you guys need to all buy your own garment bags, please. The bags I buy they're cheap, so they rip easily. And because they rip easily, that means I have to replace them. Last year I threw away about 12, and that's about, that's like $40 I just threw away. And I really just buy them so I can put them from storage and then give them to you. They're not really made for daily use, or they're not really made to go to performances and back. They're made really just for me to give them to you so they don't get rained on or dirty. And then you're supposed to then take them out, put them in your own personal nice garment bag, and then use that for shows. And then at the end of the season, you're going to put your dress and everything back into that cheap plastic garment bag, and then give it back to me, okay? So this year, I'm really going to require that everyone buy their own personal garment bag. And if you buy your own, you should be able, at performances, know, hey, that's my garment bag because I bought that one, and it's purple, or it's yellow, or it's whatever, and it has my name on it. All right? Not, because all my bags are like white, pink, and black, and so they get all mixed up, and people grab the wrong bag. So that's one thing. If everyone can buy their own garment bag, when I used to dance with the adult group, I had this really nice one that was made out of material, and it was I always knew it was mine because it was striped and made out of material, and yeah, so no one ever took my bag. All right, and that was rewind. That was a big mishap. I want to say last season was people taking other people's bags. People took other people's bags, hangers. So we kind of, hopefully that something like buy your own garment bag will kind of eliminate part of that too. Yeah, okay. All right. I started slowly today talking to new people about your basics that you need. So you need, and this goes for everybody. Let me know if you're missing anything. You need your bun, your snood. This is all purchased through me. Me or Naya, but bun, snood, your makeup, and your earrings. All right, that all comes through me. And so all new dancers will need to be purchasing that. For all dancers like who danced last year, if you are missing anything, let me know so you can repurchase it. Yeah, so just make sure that check your dance bag, make sure you have everything, so I can make sure I can get you, new makeup or new earrings, or I can ask Naya to make you a new snood before our shows come around this season. All right. So I will start connecting with all the new dancers. If I didn't connect with you today, I'll connect with you like next week to make sure that you have all that. Okay. This year, all our costumes for most of you on Saturdays know this. Costumes will now be signed out. I made full-size invoices, and then it has a list of each. It has a list of the cost of each item that I'm giving you. And then I'm just having every parent sign it. So you guys have an idea of the cost of everything that I'm giving you, and if something goes missing. Now, if something like, the necklaces are cheap. If the necklace breaks because they're cheap, I'm not going to charge you for the necklace. Now, if you misplace the necklace, then I'm going to make you pay for it. If the skirt, if it rips, just especially rips, let me know so I can fix them right away. Now, if the skirt, gets dirty, because you threw it on the floor, I'm going to ask you to get that dry cleaned. So it's just really understanding to take care of our costumes and our accessories. A lot of things, are handmade, or they're bought, and it's expensive to get them bought and then shipped. Sometimes with jewelry, I try and buy, necklaces. Maybe we only need 12. I'll buy 20, so something breaks, I have extra. But sometimes when I find something, I can't find it again. And so once we lose them, I have to replace the entire set for everybody. All right? So just keep that in mind, that we just really take care of everything that I give you, that we take care of it so that people, in the future can use it, right? Because you're not going to dance that region forever. We're going to have new dancers, or the younger dancers eventually get to use it. And so we want to make sure that we take care of everything so that we can have them for a long time. Okay, all right? And also, because I don't, when I make the Sinaloa dresses, I make them and I plan not to remake them again. I'm hoping that when I made them, that's it. I don't ever have to make them again. I don't want to every season be making Sinaloa dresses. I want to be making something new. All right. So I want to use my time towards something else. All right. Just think for me, I just want you guys to realize it's not the money. For me, it's never about the money. I don't look at that dress. I'm like, oh my God, that dress was $150 to make. To me, I look at a dress and I'm like, oh my God, that was 12 hours to make, nonstop. That's not 12 hours, over, in one, over a couple days. That's a straight 12-hour day of just sewing. So I think of everything in time. All right. So again, for me, it's never about the money. It's about the time that I've spent. Time I've spent looking for necklaces. You know, it's not like, oh, that necklace, that necklace I found, it probably took me like 3 days looking at different sites, oh, finding a good price, and then finally like, okay, buying that. Just everything that I do, it's time. Hair pieces, you know, I take a 45-minute lunch every day, and I work on hair pieces Monday through Friday. Every day I do a little by little, right? So again, for me, it's time, right? I have a full-time job, right? Plus I have a second job. So I work for Health Point full-time. I work for Bartels, one day a week, or one day every other week, and then I do this, and I teach, and I have a daughter, and so I just want you guys to understand that for me, everything is about time. It's about my time. As like having Carrie make the blouses, or she's making slips for Veracruz. I mean, she spent her time staying up making that. That's time. All right, that she did making those. All right, so just that. I want you guys just to think of it in that aspect. So when skirts drag, I'm like, oh my God, and that's not like, oh my God, it's getting damaged. I'm just like, oh my God, that was 6 hours to put that ruffle on or whatever, So just to start thinking of the costumes in that way, because that's how I think about it. Excuse me. All right. So, all right. Next is room rental, and I'm sorry, I partly I want to do a video because I think the sound of my voice sounds better than sometimes when I text everybody, because I always feel like when I text I sound angry, and I don't ever mean to sound angry or mad. I feel like usually my voice is like stressed. It's usually my voice. The room rental, because Seymour is getting busy, and so I've been posting a lot about room rental, and that's just because I'm trying to find something that's not too expensive, and I've been looking, and so we just need to be flexible. I am trying to stay on Thursday nights. Elvia has been sweet and did offer to, we can use her place on Saturdays, so just, I'm trying my best to really do my best about finding a good place that's centrally located, that's around, Kent. I live in Des Moines, SeaTac, and so I'm trying to find something around here, Kent, Auburn, excuse me, Federal Way, and, okay, as we get closer to shows, so for people that are new, as we get closer to shows, we if a show is ever on a Saturday, we never have Saturday practice. So generally what I do is I will hold a practice on the Thursday before with everybody, and that's just because so we have one practice before the show. All right, so again, if a show is ever on a Saturday, we will never have practice on that Saturday. We will generally have practice on the Thursday before the Saturday. All right, so just keep that in mind. If Fridays work better for people, please let me know. I will probably send out a message that if Fridays work better for people, then maybe I can just run a place for Fridays and we can have a Friday practice somewhere and we can have it with everybody. Again, just being flexible as best we can. All right. I know it's a lot, but I try to keep everything Thursdays and Saturdays, but sometimes that just doesn't work, and I have to just do it on another day because I don't really want to cancel class. I hate canceling class, and so I'll do my best to, if I have to, do it on a different day. All right, so if you guys have any questions, let me know. I will start reaching out to everybody, making sure that they have their accessories and all that good stuff for upcoming shows. Remember that you need to come to class with hair and makeup one day. And preferably, I would like all the people who have already performed to do it first, and then so that the new people can see you. All right? Any questions, just text me. Thank you guys for listening to me. Please sign up for volunteering. Remember, fundraising. We have events and social media. That's your 3 things. And again, the more we fundraise, that goes towards rentals, 100%. So make sure if you haven't bought a ticket from Wendy, buy a ticket, or send it out to friends and family and have them buy a ticket. All right, thanks you guys. All right, bye.